Hi, Anissa.
Hi.
So, have you had your iftar? Have you eaten your iftar?
Yes.
Yes. What did you have today?
Mm, Don's again and result in tempeos.
Pardon? What's the last one?
Tempe
Tempe. How about the drink?
drink
Water.
water and mix milk with syrup.
Ah. Oh, I know. Orange syrup and milk.
No,
So, melon.
red syrup.
Oh, I see. Coco pandan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. So, I don't really like the red syrup, so I usually don't mix them. It's either orange or melon for me with milk. Mm. But I suppose if you like, do you like it?
Yes.
I see. So, what are you going to have dinner after uh later, or is that all?
Dinner
Dinner again?
after.
I see. Well, it's okay though. I don't usually have dinner anymore, so that's it for me. Only iftar and then that's it. So why is it that nobody answered me on WhatsApp? I was like, is there nobody online? Speaking of which, today we're going to end our chapter 6. It means that tomorrow you're going to have your chapter 6 test. But before that, while we're waiting for your friends, let's take a look at what we're going to talk about today. So, we're going to talk about icebergs. What do you think are icebergs?
Um, ice yearly is yearly broken.
Mhm. So, broken ice. Where can you find
Yeah.
icebergs, by the way? Can you find icebergs in Indonesia?
No.
So, where can you find it?
Uh, Canada, Atlantic.
Got it. So, cold places like Canada, Antarctic. Okay. Let's take a look at iceberg. Oh, wait. I haven't shared the sound.
Iceberg twice the size of NYC to break off of Antarctica. That's one huge iceberg, but apparently still not one of the biggest. Images taken by NASA show a northward expanding crevice named Chasm 1 by the British Antarctic Survey, stretching across the Antarctic Brunt ice shelf, and a smaller crevice called Halloween Crack, inching closer to the edge of the ice shelf. The two cracks are just 4 kilometers or 2.5 miles from each other. When these two rifts meet, an iceberg twice the size of New York City will break off of the shelf. NASA predicts the resulting mass of the iceberg could cover 1,700 kilometers or 660 square miles. This would make it the largest iceberg to break away from the Brunt ice shelf in over a century. According to the Natural Environment Research Council, this phenomenon is called iceberg calving. Calving occurs when large portions of ice break off from glaciers or the margins of ice shelves. Data from the Natural Environment Research Council show that these shifts have forced British researchers working at the Halley Research Station to relocate. There have been 6 Halley stations built so far. The iceberg is, in fact, next level ginormous, but NASA says it probably doesn't even reach the top 20 biggest icebergs in history. Can you imagine the size of those?
There you go. So that's how big an iceberg is. Do you think it is bigger on top of the water or under the water? Pardon, Anissa?
Under the water.
Under the water, got it. So when you see an iceberg this big, under the water, it may be this big. So twice the size, probably. Can you can you imagine what it's like under the water? Have you ever seen under the water picture of icebergs? Never. We're going to watch another video. This time it is under the water iceberg. Take a look at this.
When you do get into the water and you just see that sheer side of ice, it almost gives you vertigo. It disappears down into the depths. The world you're in is alien, the environment is incredibly hostile. You start to tune into the sounds. Fissures crack open and gas escapes, and it feels like the world's just tipped up onto its side. I was fascinated with wildlife films from when I was a child, so I studied marine biology at university, but I was working at an aquarium as an overqualified guide, being surrounded by the environment that I wanted to work in, but not doing what I wanted to be doing. So there was a curator that worked there at the time. He said he wanted a researcher. I didn't know what it was for. It could have been anything, but I knew I wanted to be a wildlife filmmaker. I thought, well, I'll give it a go. It happened to be the Planet Earth series, and 12 years later, I'm still doing it. The first dive I ever did was probably one of the most satisfying experiences of my life. Your head goes underneath the surface for the first time and you start to swim and you realize that it is as good as you ever imagined it could be. You feel like you're flying in slow motion. You're surrounded by life of the most extraordinary kinds. And you realize that's it. Life's never going to be the same again. One of the biggest motivators to take a camera underwater was that it gave me a sense of purpose. It's so unlike anything that you see on land. You never know when you're going to see something that no one else has seen before, and it could help our understanding of how things live underwater and how things work. We still know so little about the biology and the ecology of life under the surface. It needs people to witness it, to feel something. And what I want to try and do is get that feeling into the camera.
So please tell me how you feel when you see the iceberg underwater. Is it exciting, cool, or maybe scary? I don't know.
Just ordinary.
Just ordinary. Whoa. I have to be honest. It's scary for me. I mean, I don't like the.
Isn't it cold?
It is very cold. That's why they dive with very thick uh bodysuit. So not the regular bodysuit, but very thick. It can be minus 25, 30 degrees, maybe. Can you imagine that? Your refrigerator is probably minus 10, and this is minus 30, minus 40. Very, very cold. Extremely cold. Would you like to be a diver to check the iceberg?
No,
Why not?
because I'm scared with iceberg.
But you said it's usual. It's not that. No, you said it's scary. Okay.
Sleepy.
And it makes sounds. So if you hear the sound in the video, like that's the sound of the iceberg, because the wind passes the iceberg. There's like holes in the iceberg, and it makes sounds, eerie sounds. So me, I wouldn't want to work there. You don't want to work there too, Anissa?
I want to there, but no
No diving.
diving.
So you just want to work on the ship. Okay,
Yes.
got it. Now let's take a look at this. Okay, because no one is here but you and I. You're going to read this part, and then I'm going to read this part, and then you're going to read the last part. Okay, go on, Anissa.
What are what are icebergs? Icebergs are floating islands made of ice. Most are found in the North Atlantic Ocean and Antarctica. They are very dangerous for ships. An iceberg can be as small as a car or as big as a country like Jamaica. Even small icebergs are very heavy and can destroy a ship or make a big hole in it. Only about 15% of an iceberg can be seen above the water. Most of most of it is below the ocean. Since the Titanic sank, the the position of icebergs is now shown on maps, and the Atlantic Ocean is most safer for ships.
An iceberg is made of snow, so it is fresh water, not salt water like the ocean. The ice melts and makes pools of water on top of the iceberg, and birds and other creatures can drink this. Some animals and birds, like polar bears, penguins, and seals, make their homes on and around icebergs.
When they float toward warmer water, iceberg starts to melt. The planet is getting warmer, so more icebergs are melting.
Thank you. Now, what do you think happened when the icebergs melt? Can you imagine it? Imagine you have a glass of syrup and then you have ice cubes. What happened when the ice cubes melt and you don't drink the water?
Sweet,
Pardon?
sweet, manis.
Will you have more water in the glass or it's going to be the same?
Water.
More water. The same
Yes.
as the same as when icebergs melt. It means that there will be more water in the ocean. That's when the water level of the ocean rises. Can you imagine what happened when the water level rises to us living on the land?
Scared.
Scared? Will there be floods?
Sorry.
Will there be floods? Like the ocean water will go into the land? Because this is the ocean before the iceberg melts. Okay, this is the land. And then the iceberg melts. The water level rises. Will the water go to the land?
Yes.
So that's what happened. That's what the researchers are scared of. They are scared that more icebergs will melt and the ocean will rises over, and all of us on the land will be drowned. There you go. So that's what happened. How do you think we can keep the icebergs from melting so they don't melt?
Um, we not scared, uh, but habitat of in the ocean so scared.
Got it. Maybe like the fish and the what do you call that? The seals and then the whales. Uh, can we stop the icebergs from melting? You can Google, Anissa. Can we stop the icebergs from melting? Oh, I think Alicia is answering. Fino? Who's Fino? Okay, so how can we stop the icebergs from melting?
I don't know.
Hi, Alicia. Who's that behind you? Your cousin? Oh, I see. So, No idea how we can stop the icebergs from melting? When you have ice, how can you stop the ice from melting? Do you keep the temperature cold or do you just put it outside the fridge? What's that, Alicia? I cannot hear you. Oh. So imagine this, Alicia and Anissa. You have ice cream. If you don't want the ice cream to melt, do you hold it in your hand or do you put it in the fridge?
Fridge.
In the fridge, right? So the temperature is colder. Now, the same as the icebergs in Antarctica. If you want to keep it from melting, you need to keep the temperature cold. Okay. Where's Alicia, by the way? Why is her cousin? So this is what we called our problem with the world. Now, take a look at this. Can icebergs destroy ships? It says true. Can you tell me an example when icebergs destroy ships?
On the text.
Pardon?
Find on the text.
Find on the text. Which one? Icebergs can destroy ships. What ships are destroyed by iceberg?
Titanic.
Titanic. What else? You can find it on Google, Anissa. What ships destroyed by icebergs? I'm going to try and Google it too. What ships are destroyed by icebergs? So we have Titanic. What else?
Icelander Valiant Rosa.
Got it. You are checking the same list as I do from Wikipedia. There you go. How about the most recent one in 2007? Can you find the name of the ship?
Explorer.
Explorer. There you go. Does it have any victims? Did it have any victims? Or they all survived? Did everyone survive from Explorer?
No.
Nobody survived? No survivors? Take a look at this. Explorer, 2007. Deaths. How many deaths?
No.
None. So it means that all of them survived, right?
Uh,
Mm. All of the passengers or the crew survived. There you go. Okay, let's take a look at the second question. True or false? Anissa, can you please read number 2?
most of the iceberg is above the water.
True or false? Do you still remember what I said?
Yes.
This is the iceberg
Oh. Most of the iceberg is in the ocean.
in the ocean, underwater. So is this true or false?
False.
False. There you go. Please write F on my screen. Alicia, please read number 3. Okay, thank you, Anissa. Alicia, please read number 3. Alicia, I cannot hear your voice. Still no. Your cousin's voice is much louder. Hmm. You need to shout if you have to, Alicia. Icebergs are shown on maps. There you go. Is it true or false? False. Check out the article again.
True. True.
True. Where can you find that it's true? Please read the sentence when it says that iceberg is shown on maps. Alicia, where can you find the sentence that says iceberg is shown on map? Anissa, maybe you can help Alicia. Where can you find the sentence that says the icebergs are now shown on maps?
No. No sentence.
There is in the article.
Oh, not Atlantic Ocean and Antarctica.
Pardon?
North Atlantic Ocean and Antarctica.
No, that's not the sentence though. Can you see the sentence, everyone? Since the Titanic sank, Alicia, can you please read that sentence?
Ah.
Alicia, can you please read that sentence?
Since the Titanic sank, the position of iceberg is known on maps, and the North Atlantic Ocean is not separate for sea.
Hey, thank you. So, hey Alicia, you're not done yet. Is it true or false?
True.
True. Please write it on my screen. True. Anissa, can you please read number 4?
Icebergs are made of salt water. No, false.
False. What are iceberg made of?
Pools of water.
There you go. It's made of, there you go, water only, fresh water. An iceberg is made of snow, of fresh water. Go on, Anissa, please type the letter on my screen. Alicia, number 5, please.
Some animals live on icebergs. True.
True. For example,
Um, like polar bears, penguin, seals.
got it. Okay, you can type the letter on my screen. Anissa, the last one, please.
Icebergs melt when the water is very cold. False.
False. When do icebergs melt?
Warmer water.
Warmer water. Well done. Please type it on my screen. Okay, there you go. Now, this is your after Zoom task. Take a look at activity 4, everyone. Hey. Wait. Okay. Alicia, please read activity 4. Alicia, please read activity 4.
Alicia.
Alicia is busy drinking the whole time.
Huh? Well, I don't know.
Alicia, please read activity 4.
Ano pergi?
Alicia, you are muted.
Nanti kalau lama-lama jatuh nanti kamu
I cannot hear you, so sorry. Louder, Alicia. I can hear your cousins better, and they are not near the phone.
What does global warming mean?
Mm,
What happens to sea levels?
Thank you, Anissa. There you go. So that's your after Zoom task. Please tell me the meaning of global warming and what happens to sea levels. That's it. Okay. Uh, Again, a reminder, you're going to have your chapter 6 test tomorrow. So please complete this before tomorrow, if it's possible. Because hopefully tomorrow you don't have to think about this anymore. Jadi besok nggak perlu lagi mikir, aduh belum selesai tugasku, aduh belum ini, belum itu. Besok tinggal tesnya aja. Okay? You can send the answers to WhatsApp group. Thank you so much for joining me today, Anissa and Alicia. I'll see you on WhatsApp, okay, with your task. Bye-bye.